Hello and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Marin and here you will find a little beauty, a little books, and a little teaching content. So if that sounds like something you might enjoy, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around and join me in my little corner of YouTube. Today's video is going to be my project pan update for April, including the introduction to my spring project pan. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Now, if you are familiar with how I'm doing my project pan this year, which would be hard because I've only done one update because I kind of failed at that. But anyway, you will know that I am doing seasonal project pans this year. That means I am picking a set of items to use for 3 months at a time and then switching them out with the new season. So this is going to be the recap of my winter project pan and the introduction to my spring project pan. So we're gonna go ahead and start off with recapping the last 3 months of 2023 before we get into the new items. Now, I did not film a project pan update in February or March because February and March were very rough months for me. If you have seen any of my recent videos, I have explained I was sick in both February and March, and that really cut into my filming time. I just was not feeling well enough to want to sit in front of the camera and do any kind of filming. So because of that, I did not do a project pan update at all for February or March because I just was not feeling it, y'all. I was not feeling it. So we're gonna go ahead and do my best to recap. And I say we're gonna do my best because I also was not good about tracking how many times I was using each item, and I actually have misplaced my tracking form that I was using. So we're not gonna have any numbers to share for how I did with my winter project pan. We're gonna start fresh and hope that the spring project pan goes better. But I do have the items, or at least I have the items that I was still using. I finished 2 of them off. One of them was a primer, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the other one was. So again, apologies, this is kind of a mess, but we're gonna go ahead and dive in with the 6 items that I do have, and we'll talk about those first. So first of all, I'm gonna start off with my lone empty from these 6 items, and that was a perfume. This is the Taka Giulietta perfume. It came like this. It is a spray, so it was a spritz bottle, and as you can see, I did mark it, and it is officially gone. So I was using this pretty much every single day for January, February, and March. So it took about 3 months to get all the way through this. So you get a good amount of product that lasts a long time. And I really, really enjoyed this. I have, I think, 2 more Taka perfumes because it came in a set, but I'm going to move to something else for the spring, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I did really enjoy this, and I'm glad that I got use out of it and I can officially move it out of my collection. Now we're going to talk about the 2 items that had minimal progress, but I did not have a goal to finish these at all. I just wanted to give them some love. So the first one is this blush. It is from ColourPop. It is the Enchanted Mirror blush from their Disney Designer collection. And I will go ahead and put some pictures of previous months right here. And then here is where we are. So very minimal progress. There's like a little bit of a dent in the middle. I just really wanted to give it a little bit of love. It had been sitting in my collection for a while unused, so at least this way I did give it some love. It's got a little bit of a dip there. Am I planning on panning this anytime soon? No, but it was nice. I don't know that this is my favorite blush. I feel like you actually have to use quite a bit of product in order to build up the color, which for some people they really, really like. And I don't like super pigmented stuff straight off, but this took a little bit of extra work and not really my favorite. But yeah, I'll keep it around. We'll continue to play with it off and on for a little while, but this is not going to be finished anytime soon, and that is okay with me. Then we had this Becca highlighter in Rose Quartz. This was the same sort of thing. I just wanted to give it some love. So here's a couple of progress pictures. And then here is where we are. So as you can see, it does have a dip in the middle where I was sticking my brush in. And that means it got a little bit of use, more than it would have otherwise. So I do really, really like this. So I am not sad that this is gonna be around for a little while, but I just really wanted to give it a little bit more love, which I feel like I managed to do in the first quarter of the year. Now let's talk about the 3 items that I actually did get some really good use out of. The first one is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. So let me go ahead and just show you the marks. That white one is where we were at the start of April. So as you can see, this is almost gone. Now, I did not manage to get it finished, but that is not a problem because I am just going to continue using this in my makeup basket, in my daily makeup routine until it's gone. My hope is that this will be gone by the end of April. It's actually, I have to like do a little bit of shaking. It's kind of separating a little bit. So I pump it out on my hand and I have to really mix it up because it's starting to separate, but it's almost gone. So I'm hoping that by the end of this month, this will officially be out of my collection because you will see I am rolling another foundation in for the spring project pan. So I want this one gone. My goal is to get rid of all 3 of the foundations that I have in my collection by the end of my summer project pan. So that's kind of my ultimate goal for these. But I'm really hoping this one will be gone in April. I really did get some really nice use out of it, so I'm not mad about it. But this definitely has quite a bit of product in it. I use this every time I wear makeup. So that tells you how long this takes to use up. Kind of a good reminder of how long it takes to use foundation. But yes, hopefully this will be done by the end of April. If I remember, I will try to do a little recap in case you're curious with my next project pan update. And hopefully at that point I can say it is officially gone. Now let's talk about this Buxom lipstick. Now, if you know I don't like lip products. So in March, I decided to start using this lipstick as a cream blush, and I was actually going between all 3 of the blushes in my project pan. So the ColourPop one, this one, and then the one that I'm gonna talk about after this. And actually, y'all, this got some pretty good use just from doing that. So here's the picture. I am super pleased with this. And if we roll it out, it still looks like a crazy amount of product in here, I am aware, but you can see from that picture that I actually used quite a bit of it. So I am going to continue to hold on to this, probably continue to use it as a cream blush throughout the remainder of 2023, and then I'm probably going to declutter it. This is quite old. I've had this for a very long time, so I feel like giving it one last hurrah in 2023 is a good way to kind of send it on its way because it is very old, and I would not wear this on my lips. So cream blush it is, and we'll see where we're at by the end of the year with this. And now let's talk about the product that has been hanging around since last year, and that is this Tarte lipstick in the shade Salt Life. Here's the progress picture. It doesn't look very good, like it looks like I used very little of it, but y'all, look right here. There is the tiniest little bit left. And a lot of what you're seeing in that picture is actually like the plastic ring that's holding it inside the bullet rather. So I'm thinking this is going to be gone by the end of April. This is another one that I'm going to continue to use even though it's not in my project pan, and I'm going to finish this up. I'm not going to dig any of the product out. So what I do is I put this on my hand like this, and then I take my brush and I put it on my face. Once I can no longer get product out to roll it on my hand like this, we're calling it done. And I really do think we are getting very close. So hopefully this will be something else that I can talk about in my next project pan update to let you know that it is officially finished and I can move it out of my collection, because this is another one that I've had for a very, very, very long time, and I just really want to get it used up. Okay, so that was the little update in terms of my winter project pan. If you count the 2 that I finished like throughout the first part of the year, that's 3 empties of the 8, and then 2 more that are going to be empty because I am determined to get those done, which means that only 3 of them are remaining in terms of like having quite a lot of product. And all 3 of those are ones that I did not have a goal to actually finish. So I'm not too upset about that. But now let's talk about my new items for my spring project pan. And we're gonna go ahead and start off with a skincare item. I don't typically put skincare in my project pan, but this product's been hanging around for a long time and I just really wanna get it out of here. This is the SkinCeuticals Hydrating B5 Mask. It looks like this. Y'all, I do not even want to talk about how expensive this is. This was something that I picked up because someone on YouTube kept raving about it, and I ignored the extremely high price tag because SkinCeuticals is so expensive, and I picked it up. It's fine. Is it worth that price tag? No. So we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna finish it up, get it moved out. This is another one that's been around for a while because I really was not purchasing things willy-nilly from YouTube recommendations for the last few years, but I did mark it. The white line is where we are, or where we were rather, at the start of April. I have used this 2 times already in April. So my goal is to use this once a week and hopefully get it finished. This is an overnight moisturizing mask. When you put it on, it is very sticky and tacky, so you have to let it sit for a little while and it sinks into your skin, and it supposedly does great things because otherwise how could they possibly charge that price tag? I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I don't think it's worth that money, but we are going to finish this off because I spent a stupid amount of money on it, and I'm going to get my money's worth. So this is the first item that I'm going to be working on in my spring project pan. The second item is another perfume. I mentioned how I want to do like 1 perfume for each quarter just to try to get through some of these perfumes that have been hanging around for a while. This one is Coach Poppy. This is a roller ball. So as you can see, it is a roller ball applicator, and I actually quite like this smell. It's a very nice floral, fresh smell, perfect for spring. So I did go ahead and mark it where it was at the beginning of April. You can see it is a little bit lower than that right now. I have pretty much used this every day this month already, and I'm really enjoying it. My thought is that this probably is not going to last all 3 months. So if that is the case, I will roll another perfume in, or possibly do like the little minis just to kind of get through some of those, and I will track those. But obviously that will depend on when this one actually gets gone. But yes, this is the second item. My goal is to have this one finished. Then we have the foundation that I was talking about. This is the Tarte C Hydroflex foundation. I have it in the shade 14N Fairlight Neutral. It is a little mini. Now, this is super opaque packaging, so I cannot see where the product is in here. When I shake it, it doesn't sound like it's, you know, that full. So I'm kind of gonna guesstimate that it's maybe halfway full, but again, I can't tell. This comes out like this, so you squirt it out. I like this foundation. I used to have a full size of this when it came in like the dropper, which I liked better. So I'm not sure why they changed the packaging. I felt like the glass was like the better way to go. But yes, this is a little mini of a product that I have previously finished a full size of. So I know that I like this. I know I will not have any problem using it up, but I'm not going to be using this until I finish the one from ColourPop that I mentioned earlier. So you probably won't see this finished for a little while, but I don't think it has 3 months worth of product left in it. This is very, very watery. So I'll kind of show you. It's super runny. It is a serum foundation. So if you see right here, it's just very runny. So very lightweight, very pretty on the skin. I quite like it. I could see myself purchasing this again at some point, but it looks just very natural on the skin, and I really, really enjoy it. So I'm not sad to use this up. It's been around for a little while, and because it's a mini, I don't know how long they're meant to last, so I want to go ahead and get it used up before it goes bad. But this is something that I really, really enjoy, very lightweight, and you can build it up to like a medium coverage. I typically just put it on to even out any redness and things that might be going on with my skin. So yes, I don't think I will have a problem finishing this, and that is the goal. I want this one finished by the end of June. Now let's talk about some products that I'm not planning on finishing that I just want to give some love to. So the first one is this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. As you can see, it does have a little bit of a dip in the middle. I have had this for a while, and I use this pretty regularly. Like, it's been in several makeup baskets, but this is the one that I'm going to focus on. It's a little bit darker in color, but since we are getting warmer, My skin is going to get a little bit darker, even though I do wear sunscreen every day. That's just how it's going to be being outside for recess, things like that. So this will work much better in the summer than it does any other time of the year. And I'm hoping to at least get a little bit more use out of it. Maybe possibly like even out that entire middle section so you can see where it's got the dip. Maybe I can expand that a little bit. We'll just kind of play that by ear. But I do not plan on finishing this in the next 3 months. That would be ridiculously over ambitious. Then I have a little single shadow from ColourPop. This is the Super Shock Shadow in the shade OK, which is just a gold color. So if you can see here, it's just a gold. Again, you can see that it has a little bit of a dip in the center. I would really love to hit pan on this in the next 3 months. I feel like that is doable. These don't have a ton of product in them, and I have panned these before. So I'm hoping that I can at least hit pan on this one. I'm going to keep working on that little dip right there to see if I can't get it to hit pan, and that would be the ultimate goal that I have. If I could expand that pan out really nicely, that would be great, but hitting pan is the goal for this. And I've already used this a couple of times. It's just a nice topper over top of my other shadows that I might wear. So I don't think I will have any trouble using this, but I will definitely not be able to use it all the way up. Next, we're going to talk about an item that I am planning on finishing completely, and that is a lip balm. This is the Agave Lip Butter Balm from Bite Beauty. So Bite has since gone out of business. This is just a clear lip balm, and I use this pretty regularly in the morning, so I don't think I'm going to have any trouble. There's not a ton of product left, as you can see, so even if I just use this every morning after I get out of the shower, I feel like that would be a pretty good way to use this up. I don't think I'm going to have any trouble completely finishing this, and that is the goal. I would like it gone. Next up, we have 2 cream cheek products, one of which is not really a cream cheek product, but we'll talk about it. So I have this Milk Makeup stick. This is the lip and cheek stick. This is in the shade Work, and it is a cream blush that you can also use as like a lipstick. I would not do that. It kind of has a weird smell, and I don't really want that on my lips, but I do quite like this. I think it's really pretty on your cheeks. So here's where we are. I've rolled it all the way out. There's quite a bit of product here. I do not think that there's any way that I'm going to finish this up in the next 3 months. But again, even if I could get like maybe half of it used up, I feel like that would be a very good, what do they call it? College try. Very good college try. But yes, half of it used up. Maybe that's a feasible goal. We'll kind of see what we're looking like, because obviously I'm trying to finish that Tarte lipstick off first. So yes, we will just hope that I can get some use out of this. Whether I hit that halfway used up goal or not remains to be seen. And the last item that I have is another lipstick. So this is the Too Faced lipstick in the shade Birthday Suit. This is like a matte lipstick. It was part of their Natural Nudes collection, I think, but it looks like this, and I have hardly touched this. So she's very full, as you can see. It still has like the point and everything. I've barely touched this, but I gave it a trial a couple of times as a cream blush and quite liked how it looked. So that's how we're going to use this one. This is another one that's kind of old, so I don't really want to put it on my lips, but I feel like it could work as a cream blush. Again, there is no way I'm going to get this whole thing finished in 3 months. So even if I could get a quarter of it used up, I feel like that would be pretty good. I just want to give it a little bit of love because this could potentially be another one that I declutter at the end of the year. We'll kind of play that by ear, but I would like to get some use out of it because I did pick it up and then it just sat there and didn't get used. So I'm terrible about lip products. I know this about myself now, so I don't really buy them anymore, but this was one of those moments when I made like a poor choice. So we're gonna try to give it some love, get it some use, and if I can get it a quarter of the way gone in 3 months, that will be a win. Okay, so to recap, I have 2 cheek products, 1 lip product, but it's a chapstick, so I feel like that's gonna work better for me. I have 1 foundation, 1 single eyeshadow, 1 highlighter, And then I have one perfume, and then I have the stupidly expensive skincare item from SkinCeuticals. So those are my items, y'all. That's gonna be what I'm working on for the second quarter of the year. And hopefully I can do better with updates and actually tracking how often I use these, because that was something else that I was not very good at with the first Project Pan. So hopefully I can do a better job this time around. Hopefully I can actually be healthy and I can film monthly updates. So we will all just play that by ear. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, even though it was a tiny bit of a mess. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel if you would like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.